All right, you got the Healing Peace podcast. I don't know if you've been listening to us. We've been having a great time having Roxanne on our show. We've been talking about being our best cheerleader, how to believe in ourselves, having that intimacy with God. Roxanne, thank you for coming back on the show. For those who are just watching us for the first time, can you let them know who you are and what you're about?
Yes, I am Roxanne Parks, wife to my hunk of burning love for 35 years. I mean, not really, but. And then I have 4 adult children that have been launched out of the quiver into the world. Yay, yay, yay. And so currently I'm writing and speaking. I'm the author of a couple books. I'm a life coach. I'm a corporate care chaplain. I do women's events. I love to speak at women's events if your church or your community is hosting one. I love to speak life-giving truths into the hearts of others through life coaching. And all this information can be found on my website, roxanneparks.com.
All right, that's
we
great.
We don't have time to go into it.
Well, you gave us enough to know that we need to look you up. And as I was sharing before, we've been talking about being your best cheerleader. And one of the things that in my own journey that I'm learning, and I'm hoping that you can give us a little bit more information into, is one of those characteristics of being a best cheerleader for ourselves is investing in ourselves. And
Right.
what does that look like, that level of investment, and how does that play out in terms of how we engage with other people and how we prioritize our life events?
Okay, well, I have been a girl that has lived on the performance treadmill, run, busy, 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 busy. And I got to a season in my life where all the plates that I was spinning started falling.
Yeah.
And I just ran, I actually got to the end of myself, the end of my rope. I was like, I can't do the life that I even chose because I don't know that I lived in wisdom. I just lived busy. I found out that busyness is one of the greatest tools of our enemy. And I hated that realization because you know what, Tamir? We all need to be ruthlessly selective with our yeses. I mean, we don't get to do tomorrow over again. Life is not a dress rehearsal. And if we spent today doing less than what we could have, should have, or would have, then I just feel like I want to be about the best yes. And so I do that by, I decided I want margin in my life. I want balance in my life. I need a little white space and some boundaries so that I, in quietness, can hear the voice of the Father. And he speaks so much life-giving truth. So in order to help myself live my best yes, and be ruthlessly selective in my yeses, I've decided to invest in things that are life-giving for me, whether it's your podcast, whether it's a book. Certainly it's the Word of God because he's the knitter and the knower of my soul and my purpose.
Yeah.
So certainly time in his presence, time in his word, time memorizing his promises, because if his promises are ours, I want to know. And so I just stopped desiring to be busy just to be busy. I wanted to be purpose filled, and I wanted to live a life of peace above busyness.
Yeah.
Peace and purpose.
Yeah. And it's definitely clear that you've taken on those elements, just even from your exuberance and your joy that you are sharing these truths in. You can tell that there's truth in it because I'm not looking at someone who's exhausted or beat up, but someone who has excitement and enthusiasm for the things that God has placed in your path and looking at you going after them and obtaining them. So I do appreciate you sharing that. And for those who know A Healing Peace, the things that Roxanne just shared, you can learn more about them in our podcast episode that came out this week. We definitely want you to come listen to us. The whole episode can be found in your favorite app, our YouTube channel. So go ahead, click that comment, find out where you can learn more about Roxanne and myself, and be on that train of being your best cheerleader.